let's say that 50% get divorced, right? Does that include Vegas marriages where annulments happen? Because you might get drunk people that get 55. Are they counting the annulments in divorce? I'm curious. I'm curious. There's several mitigated factors that can create numbers that can inflate it one way or another. I would need to see all of that for me to say okay, because what percentage are they putting these annulments in? They not include them in successful marriages. I would need to see length of time of those marriages that got the divorce. I would need to see if those women decided to just file the paperwork and they had been separated because the man left already. I don't know if that's exactly what happened for me to make that argument. So when I look at a number, it's like saying 90% of my friends had interactions with the police. I could paint that any way I want. I could paint that any way I want and say, in my experience, 90% of black men are going to have a negative interaction with the police. Then you could drill it down and you could ask questions, and then it'll start to form out and make more sense. And it won't just be the police bothering us. It'll be that we was outside on the block, and that's where we had those interactions. What I'm saying is you can make any narrative you want with statistics if you ask the right specific question and get the right desired result.
Bro, you know why this frustrates me? This is why I don't want to live no more. Because
We don't.
it's
Listen.
unnecessary. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is be willing to be honest, bro. So
Let me
look,
ask you a
wait, look
question.
what Shan just did, right? Now
Let
the
me ask
whole
you.
time while Shan was talking, 1 second, Shan, please, please.
It's my
The whole time,
show.
I
Like you,
understand.
y'all do. Let me
I
ask you a
just want to
question.
get
When
this out
y'all
because I
see
don't
Miss
want to miss
Curly
it.
on
I don't
that
want to
Miss
forget
Curly
it.
on her show, y'all don't say nothing. It's
I just
cool.
don't
You know
want
what
to
I'm
forget
saying?
it. I'm old. That's it. That's it.
I want to add something real fast, and I wanted you to go, okay? Because I know
Absolutely.
what you're saying, 50%. But let me ask you. Let me say this: there are more businesses that fail. Does that stop you from becoming an entrepreneur? Just because a business failed and you're taking a risk and you're putting your money in it, does that mean we're going to tell people to stop being entrepreneurs? Is that also, if we're sitting here saying that only 2% of black men make it to the NBA, that ain't stopping y'all from dribbling the ball, trying to make it to the NBA? And the odds are definitely stacked against you, 98% stacked against you.
Mm.
So
But
all of a
we
sudden
already had this conversation.
you put a stopper
Yeah.
on marriage because it's gonna fail. Like
You
what?
see what I'm saying?
What? I thought
No,
we
we
play to
didn't.
win.
We
We
didn't
play
even.
to win.
We didn't even get to that. We haven't even got to the. Nobody has said, "Yo, do you think we should get married or not?" No, we haven't even had that conversation
I
yet.
just
So
want
for
you to
you to
throw
say
that
that
out.
we're saying put a stop to marriage, it's creating a narrative. This is what I'm saying. We don't have to do that, right? Just listen. Forget what you think you know about me and listen to understand, right? If we look at the marriages and we say 50% of them end in divorce, right? What Shan did, Marcus, and you didn't say nothing the whole time when she was talking, this is what she did. She not gonna remember it, but that's why we get to do reactions. She said, man bad, woman victim, right? To sum it up, because what she said was, oh, these niggas be cheating. Then she went to the man come home, he get to go have sex, he get revived. Then she said the women, they still gotta work, but then they still gotta come, they got more stuff to do.
Was in this space. That's what you guys
But this is what I'm
say.
saying
Let,
though.
let him get his full thought out. Let him get
How
his full
was it
thought out.
okay for her to add that narrative to the stats? Right? It wasn't, oh no, we can't say that. What we can do is look at the numbers and say 50% of marriages end in divorce. We take the 50 that don't, we set them to the side for a second. Then we say 80% of the 50% are filed by women. That's what we can say, right? So we don't have to play semantics. But what we can say is ask the question, and I want to ask Inez. I hope I'm saying it right.
Enos.
Enos.
Enos, I always forget. Enos, thank you. What percentage of the 80% of women who filed divorce do you really believe is about cheating?
Don't think it's about cheating. I don't think the majority of it is about cheating. But I don't think that's what Shan was trying to explain, right?
But this what I'm saying though. That's what she brought up. You see what I'm
I,
saying? The first thing she
so
brought up was that these men be cheating, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's have the conversation for real, Enos. What I'm saying is this: even if I gave you half of them, which I won't, right? Because okay, they did a poll, they did the stats, however they did it. 28% of men, they say 28% of men cheat, 24% of women cheat. You know what that means numerically? That there are more black women who cheat than black men. That's what the numbers say. That's not podcast talking, right? So I'm saying if I give you half, Shan, and I'm sorry, when I asked you the question, it was because I wanted you to answer so I could finish my thought.
She didn't get a chance to answer it.
She did. She said she don't think it has any. She don't think that the majority of them are about cheating. That's what I asked her. The question was, what percentage do you think is about cheating? And she said, I don't think it's about cheating. So I'm apologizing because when I asked you the question, it was for you to answer it so that I could move forward and make my point. So I'm letting you know that I didn't communicate that, right? But that I wanted you to answer that because I believe that you would have a rational response and say that the majority of these divorces ain't about cheating, right? It's about people leaving. So when you look at the 50% of people, we bring the 50% that are still married, when we bring them back to the table, you know what the answer is? They don't leave. You think ain't no cheating happen over there? It's cheating happening over there too. They don't leave. It's abuse happening over there. They don't leave. They fall out of love over there. They don't leave. It's a drunk over there. It's a belligerent mom over there. It's all the same stuff over there too. The difference is they don't leave. It ain't just all the grass is greener on the other side. They just choose to stay and stick it out. I was on the phone with my cousin earlier.
Okay, little podcast.
I've been with my girl for 14 years. He been with his girl for 19 years, married. He 22 years they've been knowing each other, 19 they've been married. He was like, cuz, do you know how many people I know their relationships didn't last 5 years? That's the reality. And it wasn't all based on no cheating. So when I say that the more of the responsibility falls on the woman, what I'm saying is we can't pretend like women aren't insatiable. We can't pretend like they aren't the ones who are continuously saying nothing ain't good enough for them. They leave in 80% for 20%, and we know that it's happening. So why can't we have the conversation for real? That's really what's happening.
So the same way that you asked me why I didn't interrupt her.
Marcus, let Inaz go ahead and finish her statement. And then
No, I'll go after Marcus.
Okay.
I was just gonna make this quick point. I don't understand why y'all always do this. And this isn't just to you. You're not stopping her from saying this. You're not the main culprit. This is the first time I actually heard you say this. But it's people who be like, you're gonna let him. That's wrong. Stop him. Bro, I try to let everybody finish their thought. And even if I mess up and stop somebody in the thought, I actually mute and I would apologize because whether I agree or disagree with your point, I at least want you to fully get it out so you can contextualize it. So that's not a fair thing to say. I didn't stop her from saying what she was saying. I didn't even get to speak yet. I did not plan on stopping or saying nothing about that because I was going to address your previous point. But y'all got to stop.
Well, it wasn't to that. It was just to the fact that you said that you don't like how sometimes people try to make the
narrative, create a narrative.
They own them to look.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. When I brought up the numbers, the first thing she went to was niggas be cheating. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right. Well, and plus it was supporting. So like with the cheating numbers, right? It's self-reported because the same. That's what I mean by you can paint any type of narrative with statistics, and that's not to throw them out the window. That's just to saying I would like to be able to ask the person that designed the questions or have some more context to read a study where they explain why they asked those questions, to what the sample size group was, just to validate those things. Because I can create a like, so if we look in the chat, if we was to use this as a sample size, it would say more women want to be married than don't. You know what I'm saying? But it was in the context of this conversation. It was the group of men are specifically watching this. It's so many different factors that you could utilize to create a statistic the way you would like to go. I know I'm big on understanding how manipulation works, and I know for a fact you can manipulate using statistics. That's why I'm not throwing them out the window.
I'm just
saying that
literally though, Marcus.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
Take them literally and don't worry about context. Just take the numbers and whatever the numbers say, it is what it is.
But that's the reason why I can't just always do that. Because I understand how you can manipulate numbers or manipulate a study or manipulate information to create whatever narrative you want to run with. So if I want to say black women or if I want to say black men are the most involved fathers, right? I could just poll stay-at-home dads and come up with that research. Out of the 100 black men we interviewed, 100 of them are stay-at-home fathers, and they do XYZ. That's why I'm saying I need to properly contextualize all of it in order for me to run with it and say, that's not to disregard.
But how would you compare that to this? By your own measure, this is self-reported, right? So if the women are admitting that they're cheating, right, and the men are also admitting that they're cheating, the percentage is higher, but there's more of them. You see what I'm saying? So that 24% of 12 million gets us 2.88, 2,880,000. Whereas that 28% of 10 million, right, only gets us 2.8 million, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, from that point, I'm not saying the women are cheating because of this or the men are cheating because of that. I'm not creating a narrative about why they're cheating. I'm just accepting the number saying that there's more women who cheat. We cheat at a higher percentage,
Right.
but it's more of them who cheat. Now let's have the conversation forward. Then we can give our anecdotals. As far as it goes with the numbers, I just accept them. I don't try to manipulate.